and so you're running around while he's getting up a defense. That's no fun. But gonna get into our fourth game here. Spawning in the bottom right in orange, down to perhaps his last life. Well, he is down to his last life. It's not perhaps, it's his last life. From CT6, our Zerg player, BeoMulf.
And spawning in the top left, in the blue, from Team Guns and Roaches, it is Cruel. It looks like BeoMulf is immediately going for that early gas.
Yeah, once again, he's just gonna go for 14-14 again. Oh, what? Okay.
Well,
a little misplaced. Oh. Yeah.
I got it. Third time's the charm.
That's a crappy feeling. He's still gonna have a bit of an advantage, at least on his speed. His speed's gonna be very far ahead of Cruel's. I mean, Cruel he hasn't gotten his speed yet. He didn't go hatch first or anything. He is going pool, and I guess in a hatch since he hasn't taken a gas yet. But still, that little flub at the beginning there can really throw a person off, especially after they've just lost 2 games. It could be their final match if they're unable to win this game, and then starting off the game like that, not the greatest of feelings. I mean, it's a small mistake. I mean, what is it? Okay, it's 74 resources. It's actually quite a bit.
Yeah. It just piles on to, especially losing games like those DVZs that are just Ling Bane. It's just so demoralizing because like one wrong move could cost you the game, and if you're any amount off your game, then it can definitely hurt you.
8 Lings in production here from Bale. This game is kind of setting up to be more like game number 1 for Bale. He's going to have speedlings a lot quicker than Cruel is, and Cruel is going for an early Roach Warren once again. So perhaps Bale, can have a repeat of that first game where he's able to snipe off this hatchery in the natural base and then just get his own lead. But again, this is the problem with the 4-player map. Half of Bale's lings are going towards this base in the bottom left, and some of them are trying to go cross position to figure out where the heck Cruel actually is. And this is a really early ban as well for Bale. So still no expansion, and half of his army is in a place where Cruel doesn't exist.
Yeah, and by the time his army arrives here, he will have a Roach Warren.
Sorry, your dog is definitely dreaming in the background, isn't he?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
That was hilarious. But anyway, yeah, I mean, speed is finished. Bale's here with a couple of lings, but now 5 roaches are on the way. There's 10 more lings coming out for Bale, but if he loses the lings he has on the map already, once these roaches actually get a little higher in number, that's going to be kind of frightening. If he loses these over here, he does try to surround one roach, and I think he realizes that, hey, if I lose these, I'm going to be in a bad position. So he's just going to dance around as much as he possibly can, realizing obviously he's got that speed advantage. He can run around and hopefully force Cruel to stay at home.
Yeah, right now BeoMulf is streaming his lings across the map, but this roach count is soon going to get to the point where just lings won't cut it. And BeoMulf, I think, realizing that, is backing off while his own Roach Warren and expansion are finishing up here.
I guess the good news for Bale is that he's not down that much in workers. I mean, he's down 5 right now, and he is still trying to drone up. His natural is going to be finishing up here shortly, but with the natural already finished for Cruel, I mean, eesh. He's got roaches, he's got rouches as well, and Cruel is still making roaches. He drones so lightly in these games. It looks like he's gonna, play macro and go for these early expands, but he just doesn't drone. It just makes army units.
Yeah, he does. You don't need economy if you don't have an opponent to play against.
Something like that. Something like that. I guess the problem, and I hope the reason that Cruel is getting the lair here, is the fact that this is cross spawns. Roaches will take a decade to get across the map to actually attack, and at the same time, with all of these speedlings that Bale has, if he just, were able to spine up back home, take all his lings around and get into like the main and natural with his lings, start taking out queens, start taking out drones, that'd be a nice little trait for him to have, since those roaches are just so friggin' slow.
Yeah, layer finishing up here. Evolution Chamber on the way for BeoMulf, as well as the second gas, right? Yeah, second gas. And so it looks like he might be going for some sort of +1 missile attack like we saw in that game 1. I believe that was for Cruel, though, that had the missile attack advantage. And meanwhile, Cruel is getting his natural gases as well as his fire. So I think this definitely favors Cruel.
Yeah, I mean, this is so similar to game 1. It's just kind of the rules are a little bit reversed. The Spire here for Cruel is coming out a lot quicker. He's got the econ advantage. He's got a 31. Well, actually, no, what the hell? Cruel, make drones. Cruel is down 5 workers right now. He should have the econ advantage, but he doesn't. He's got so many roaches and ravagers. I guess Cruel is just so afraid of Bale just doing like a ling all in, just straight up lings, that he made so many Arnie units and he forgot to actually make drones. So, I mean, the Spire's going to finish. He's going to have like 500 gas, but he's not going to have the minerals to make mutas.
Yeah, and right now he does try and compensate for that by making a bunch of drones, but it's not going to be enough for him to be able to get that full flood out that he would want.
Yeah, I'm curious. Is Bale actually no? Bale hasn't actually seen the Spire just yet. He's trying so hard to get in there, but the roaches and ravagers in a good spot to snipe those out. I'm kind of surprised that Bale hasn't actually made like an overseer to go hang out and look at things, but he's playing a little bit blind here. No spore collars back home. He's still just got roach ravager. He's got his lair finishing up here in a second, so he could just go into hydras or his own Spire. But again, there's 7 meters on the way already for Cruel. If Bale throws in a Spire, it's going to be a decade before those get out, before any of his own meters get out. So it's a rough position right now for Bale to be in with just how blind he is. There he goes. Now he sees the mutas, and now he has to react somehow.
Yeah, and honestly, he is throwing down the spore collar, so at the very least his mineral lines will be protected. But I don't know how he can fight this army of Cruels. I mean, with the muta advantage for Cruel and the ground army advantage, I mean, like, we've seen this play out before. It's just brutal. There's nothing to do. We're losing these lings across the map now.
Yeah, Roach is trapped out in the middle of the map. Also, there's nothing they can really do. They're just kind of waddling around. There's actually some Ravagers. Oh god, I didn't even see these come out. He's gonna get an Overlord. God damn it. That's what he's gonna get to bring him back into this game. He's getting an Overlord, but yeah, losing a lot of units and quickly here is Bale. I mean, Army supply right now 63 to 21, and the overall supply 102 to 68. The Hydrogen is on the way. More spores are coming in because, I mean, that's the only thing Bale has to defend are these spores. He just has to stay home and hope he can survive. I guess luckily Cruel hadn't been moving his Roach army across the map super quick, so he's got a little bit more time. But I mean, we have 17 Roaches to 6 right now, plus the mutas. Yeesh.
Yeah, definitely not a situation you ever want to find yourself in. And now the Roaches are here, and the static defense is falling down, the Queens are dying, and these mutas are going to go uncontested here. And there's just so much here from Cruel.
Yeah, really nice positioning on the mutas by Cruel, avoiding the spore collars, staying around the ramp. He picked off that queen. He picked off a few roaches that wandered over there as well. And now Bale is down to pretty much nothing. He's got 8 roaches and a Hydra in production. Are going to be popping here shortly, but there we go. GG. He knows it. He's going to have to tap out, and Cruel is going to be our victor in this series, and he will move on for the lovely prize of playing Monk. That said, he did get $5. He gets at least $5 for making it to the semifinals. So hey.